Well, I found this meme. You guys must be getting pretty tired of invading by now. No one who played online would say that. And then it's a bull goats Nagi wielder and a ghost of Rancor caster. Let's zoom in a bit here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, that's a build. But you don't get invaded by two people unless you actually invite that second person in, right? You can only get invaded by two people if with the Taunter's Tongue. But still, though, if you get invaded by a Nagi wielder and then Ghost of Rancor caster, have fun. Actually, I kind of want to fight that. That does sound fun. Or just make invasions an opt-in thing. Some people want to play co-op without PvP, which is understandable, especially with Elden Ring. I think it would have been a great time to change things up slightly. Oh man, maybe you should have been a part of their marketing department then, because you could have brought that up, right? You could have been like, hey man, Elden Ring has the potential to be a great co-op game if we just take out invasions. And Miyazaki probably looked at you and he's going to be like, who is this person? He's going to look at that player and be like, oh, do you suggest we also take combos off of boss fights? And then someone's going to bring up the point, wait, this guy's suggesting that we should market this as a co-op game. Is that even possible? Because we've never done that before. That is, similar to if... Wait, how is that new Outlast game doing? Isn't that co-op now? Yeah, I have no idea how that game's doing. But you know what? That's actually not a bad example because they kind of switched it up by adding multiplayer into that game. I wonder if that game's harder or... Okay, you know what? I'm getting distracted. Straight up, the easiest way to approach this conversation on both sides is From Software did not market this game as a co-op experience. They did not. There's absolutely zero reasons why you should think Invasion should be opt-in besides the fact that you are afraid to participate in PvP because you are losing to a player. There's absolutely zero chance that Miyazaki would even consider this. Outside of being like, okay, let's just mail it in. This game's for casuals now. The makers of Dark Souls are now making easy mode co-op Zelda. I'd even go a step further and have a co-op mode with no invasions. I just want to have fun with my brother. We just don't do co-op now. Aw. Yeah. Man, does marketing work anymore? Because when I look at the... You know what? I'm going to take a break, and I'm going to go check out the Elden Ring trailer. So let's skip through this. From Software, Bandai. Very cool stuff. Scenery. Radit... this is Radon, right? Yep, Radon's cool. Together. Dragon. Oh, what are they doing with this dragon? Oh, very cool. Walking up to the throne. Very cool. They're getting eaten alive by shrimp. Very cool. Or crawfish, whatever, crab, whatever that thing is. Ronnie, the guy on fire. Very cool. Elden Ring. Okay, so available. Interesting. They didn't once in that entire trailer say, hey, come play with your friends. Okay, so now let's go back to this comment real quick. I'd even go a step further and have a co-op mode with no invasions. I just want to have fun with my brother. We just don't do co-op now. Yeah, I think you played the wrong game. And we just don't do co-op now? You guys should. You guys should go back and do co-op. Just try it out. And if you keep losing, just keep playing the game. Because that's what this game is. You can't do a 0 death run on your first run of Elden Ring. I literally just looked at the trailer. It did not give me very Animal Crossing vibes as much as this comment is giving me. Oh boy. Co-op mode. Hey, Miyazaki! I know you guys love technical improvements, but you want to add a whole different mode just for us co-opers? Miyazaki? Who is this person? Kick them out. No, we do not need a whole opposite mode. Like, guys, stop giving From Software more work, especially for these like super like uncharacteristic implement. I don't know. It just feels like it's not in the character of the genre to do something like this. Me, so smart. I am so smart. I react to comments on Reddit. Y'all want to see the craziest comment I've ever seen? Like, this is the type of coping that they have to go through to justify being mad at invaders. Getting good at Elden Ring doesn't make you any better at fighting invaders. What? Your game knowledge alone makes you better at fighting invaders. And if you want to co-op, an option that should be valid in this game, it is an option that's valid in this game, you have to practice PvP or you won't make it anywhere. Yeah. Yes, phantoms, since they're directly tied to invasions, are being irresponsible gamers. They're being irresponsible gamers if they don't practice PvP. Yes. Now, do you have to? No. You don't have to. But you can't make comments saying crazy stuff like getting good at Elden Ring doesn't make you any better at fighting invaders when that's literally what it implies. When you're getting good at Elden Ring, you're getting good at using your weapon. And using your weapon well will help you against invaders. Oh, man. What a day. What a day. Okay, so somebody pointed out that, like, basically what I'm saying, like, if you're struggling with some of the difficult parts of Elden Ring, it might not just be, it might not be the game. It just might not be a game for you, basically. I don't know. I probably described that confusing, but this guy's response will clear it up. I don't think it's valid criticism to answer with, well, maybe you just don't like it. Like, yeah, duh, that's why it's being criticized. This is especially true with such a consistently controversial part of the game. Oh, okay. Well, let's continue. Calling invasions consistently controversial is kind of a hot take, though. And frankly, invasions have been awful since Dark Souls 1. Never played Demon Souls, and remember Havel's backstabs and dark beat spam. Okay, I didn't really PvP that hard in Dark Souls 1, if at all. Dark Souls 2 wasn't so bad, but also nobody played that game. What? Who is this guy? Bro! Oh, all right. Oh, my God. I can only read so many opinions of people who don't know what they're talking about for so long before I start to flip. Okay, whatever, let's continue. Dark Souls 3 was the peak of invading only because of a high player base combined with a lot of different factions meant invasions quickly turned into chaos. But that's kind of where we're at now, isn't it? Still, probably should have, well, without the factions, obviously, but invasions still feel like chaos. Still, probably should have been opt-in, but seriously, they were just a mess in certain places. Now in Elden Ring, there's a massive gap between good PvE and PvP. There's a massive gap between good PvE and PvP weapons? And a large dedicated group of invaders that trounce new players. Bro, I invade rune level 150 and up most of the time. Oh my God, man, these people. This is like victim complex. Like, I really wish we had a Radagon opt-in for any attack, because I struggle with Radagon, so this game's bad because I should be able to opt out of Radagon. There's a massive gap between good PvE and good PvP weapons. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Anything that's good for PvE is good in PvP. Everything. You know what? This person, I don't think that exists anymore. This person is so off base. I don't know. They don't have good aim. Something. There's not a massive gap between good PvE and PvP weapons because everything that's good in PvP is good in PvE. Everything that is good in PvE is good in PvP. What are you talking about? What? Sir. What are you talking about? You know what? The one weapon that is good in PvE and not good in PvP is the Rivers of Blood. That's the one weapon I feel like where it's like, that's actually better in PvE. It's pretty crap in PvP though. Oh my God. I'm trying to think of like a weapon you could, like an axe. Let's say this guy's just using an axe. Man, you can make that axe good at PvP. Just put sword dance on it. And great, now this sword dancing axe is good for PvE too. This doesn't exist. There's not a massive gap between good PvE and PvP weapons. How did this get even one upvote? No idea, but this guy does not know what they're talking about. The system is awful from start to finish, and defending it on the basis of because I like it doesn't mean much. Yeah, but, sir, here's the thing. You're criticizing. Okay, so you're criticizing the game based on hyperbole. Bro, like, there's a massive gap between good PvE and PvP weapons just is a blatant, not true statement. So you're not even, like, directly criticizing. You're just kind of making stuff up. This man said nobody played Dark Souls 2. What? Just look at this thread. Everyone who plays co-op knows 80% of invaders are underleveled users that transfer meta gear to a new character and invade at level 50 in Stormvale, Lernia, area with gigantic poke weapons that proc bleed and other stat effects. Okay, does my channel exist? I know I'm not the greatest example of the 80% of invaders who do this, but I feel like 80% is kind of that's hyperbole. That's exaggerated. There's absolutely zero chance 80% of the invaders are doing this. Now, I don't think you should twink, but like if you invade at lower level and you notice you are dying a lot and you improve your build and then you happen to invade a noob who's like, oh my god, this guy's so good, and they have like 10 vigor on a warrior build or something and they don't know what they're doing. You can't nerf your build for that guy. I'm sorry, but that guy's struggling and he kind of needs to get beat up in PvP so he understands what to do and why his build's not working. Now, I'm not saying that noob should get straight up ganked by a straight up lose to a fight to a dual Nagi poised up level 50 guy. Like, that shouldn't exist in the game, but it does because this game's ridiculous. So it's easier to just be like, okay, I'm a Phantom, lower level Phantom. I'm going to have a cross Nagi on me just in case. I'm going to have a halberd or something just in case an invader comes in and they have a build like that. You have to be prepared for this stuff. If you don't prepare for that stuff and then you lose, you can't blame the other guy. You knew what you were getting into. So do something about it. Some accountability here for your lack of skill. Anyway, you can improve your skill. You can't improve your character. Actually, you can improve your character, but it starts with accountability. Whatever. I'll get off topic. Yeah, but 80% of invaders are twinking? No, absolutely not. I play on PC though, but I have lower level builds, and I see other invaders, and they're really not twinking. Some invaders are just doing the quest, the maidenless guy quest, the mod quest, whatever. Everyone who plays co-op knows 80% of invaders are underleveled. I would love to see the math on that. Okay, actually, you know what? If you want this statement to be even true, give us like just a sense of the research you've done. I want to see every invader that has ever invaded. You know what? 80% of invaders are twinks? Name every invader then. I have multiple friends who tried the game and couldn't play it because they needed my help, and I can't fight off a pro invader by myself, especially with my PvE build. Switch builds. Man, I had a buddy drop this game, and he, like, granted, I'm not the best, like, person to help somebody through this game, but it's his first Dark Souls game. He hasn't picked up the game since the first time he played, which is okay. But you have to understand that this player didn't understand the equipment menu, and he would have his shield on the second slot, but not have it out, and then he would get confused about why his shield wasn't working. He's a newer player. It's fine. But I find that hilarious because it's like, okay, so what do you expect that person to do? I don't think that person is going to invite invaders in. I don't think that person is going to be like, eventually they have to get better at the game, right? So you got to put some sort of responsibility on figuring out what you're doing. Otherwise, if you want to patch this game for players like that, like the actual noobs, and not players like this, like again, this player did not, like absolutely did not know what they were doing. But I was helping him out. If there was an invader, we actually killed a couple invaders, I think. But still, so what? So now this person who has their shield on the second slot, but like I had to point out that they needed their shield out. Should From Software just be like, you know what? This person, no matter what, that shield's working. That shield's going to auto block for him because he doesn't know what he's doing. Like, I'm sorry, but I'm absolutely at the limit with any sort of I don't know, empathy for newer players in Elden Ring when they actively say things like, man, I have multiple friends and we couldn't beat the game because of my PvE build because of invaders. It's like, nah, man. You didn't beat the game because you don't understand what it's like to commit to something, or you don't understand what it's like to be competitive, or you don't understand what it's like to improve, or even at the very least, you are not admitting to yourself that you need to get better at the game. I mean, he says I can't fight off a pro invader like myself, especially with my PvE build. So you're like already putting the blame on the PvE build when in reality you can PvP with any build. You just need to be able to know how to use it. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. But yeah, that's kind of weak invader hate. I just wanted to point this stuff out because it's starting to get on my nerves. Oh my god. First-person shooter games are going to be all auto-aim in the future. And they're going to have $50 battle passes. And that's the reason why they need to be so easy, so players who play the game aren't thrown off by the game because of how bad they are. Like, that's the type of gaming future we're aiming towards. I don't know about that. I don't think devs are making active decisions like that, but we do have a sector on the internet who would love to see games just be that easy. And then they're going to blame it on the fact that they have kids or something. And it's like, bro, just raise your kid. That's better than playing video games anyway. What are you doing? You need video games to relax. Pick an easy game for it. Don't play Elden Ring and be like, oh my god, man, I'm getting carried through the game, but I can't get past the first level because me and my 3 friends keep losing to this one invader. It's the same invader every time, and every time I die, I put on the Taunter Stalker. I don't know. You see what I'm saying? Like, sometimes these people just like actively look at bear traps and then step in it. I don't know, man. I'm ranting a little bit on this video, but this whole thread is insane. I just want to give a shout out to Gail here. I'm going through this thread, and I see Gail just chilling.